The story opens with a high-stakes scene. DCP Steven, a high-ranking police official, gets into his car. Suddenly, a massive explosion rips through the vehicle, killing him instantly. This wasn't just an accident. It was a cold-blooded assassination. Meanwhile, at the police station, Officer Lanson opens his locker and finds numerous missed calls from his fiancée, Michelle. Michelle is also his colleague, and she's in grave danger. When Lanson finally connects on a video call, the scene is horrifying. Michelle and another officer named Bong are tied up in a secluded warehouse. A sophisticated bomb is strapped to Bong's chest, ticking away. Panicked and desperate, Lanson tries to guide Michelle on how to defuse it. He tells her to cut the blue wire. In a heart-wrenching moment, Michelle promises to meet him in the next life and cuts the wire. A massive blast follows, killing them both instantly. This tragedy leaves Lanson emotionally shattered. 10 years have passed. Lanson is now a shadow of his former self, working a desk job and avoiding the front lines. His senior Chang believes Lanson is too brilliant for paperwork and urges him to return to the investigation department. But Lanson is haunted by the past. Things take a dark turn when Chang prepares to leave for Japan. Lanson, waiting for him outside his apartment, notices something suspicious: a rope hanging from the window and broken glass. He rushes inside, only to see a masked figure leaping from building to escape. Inside the room, he finds Chang dead, his throat slit. Soon, Officer Felix arrives at the crime scene. Lanson explains the killer's meticulous plan, realizing this murder is connected to the events of a decade ago. A death notice is found in Chang's pocket, signed by someone named Darker. The mysterious Darker hacks a major press conference, broadcasting a chilling message. They claim responsibility for the deaths of Steven, Michelle and Bong, and now Chang. Darker's motive? They believe these officers failed their duties or were corrupt. Chang was accused of investing in a real estate company to loot the poor instead of doing his job. Darker's next target is announced: Officer Felix himself. A special task force is formed, and Lanson is brought in for his incredible sixth sense and intuition. We meet the team: Willie, the IT expert, and Ming, the forensics specialist. Lanson reveals his deep connection to the case. Bong was his best friend, and Michelle was the love of his life. He is determined to catch Darker at any cost, even though he constantly hallucinates Michelle's image, talking to her as if she were still there.
The investigation leads Lanson to a construction project in a place called Hunan. He discovers a web of corruption involving a gangster named Tango and his company, Hung Hu. It turns out DCP Steven, killed 10 years ago, was actually in league with Tango. Darker's death notices always carry the image of the Miss, the goddess of justice, suggesting that Darker sees their crimes as righteous punishment for those who escape the law. Lanson also meets Pingo, a beggar who survived the blast 10 years ago. Pingo's face was severely burned in the explosion. He recounts seeing 3 people enter the warehouse that day, but only one came out before the blast. This testimony starts to bother Lanson. Something about the timing of the explosion. 4:13 p.m. according to forensics, but 4:15 p.m. according to his own phone records, begins to haunt him. The body count rises. A social worker named Tsunami is killed by a bomb attached to her dog's collar. Despite heavy police protection, Darker then captures a criminal named Fukon and challenges Felix to a game in an underground tunnel. In the chaos, Fukon is killed, and Lanson is framed for the crime. The police discover that Lanson had a secret past, but it's revealed to be a clever trap set by Lanson and the commissioner to lure Darker out. Lanson finally cracks the mystery. He discovers that the real Bong is still alive. 10 years ago, Bong faked his death by killing the beggar Pingo and switching places with him. Bong had plastic surgery and used a body double to create an alibi. Bong's motive was revenge for his lover, Flora, who he believed was murdered by Stephen and Tango. Lanson confronts the man he believes is Bong, only to find out it's a decoy with a full-face tattoo. The real Bong is at the airport, trying to escape while also attempting to kill Tango. In a dramatic showdown in a storage room, Lanson uses his 18th bullet, one Bong didn't count, to wound the real killer. In the final moments, Darker sends a video to Felix, showing that it was actually Felix who killed Fukon in the tunnel to hide his own secrets. Felix had accidentally killed his partner years ago and was being blackmailed. Both Felix and Bong are eventually brought to justice. Lanson finally lets go of Michelle's image, finding some peace. But the story doesn't end there. A new death notice appears with Lanson's name on it, proving that while one Darker is caught, the legacy of the vigilante lives on.